LNG TV, the official media partner for the World LNG Summit Awards 2021.
Well, I'm delighted to be joined by Joe Belling, who's the Chief Commercial Officer at Chart. And Joe, you're having a good summit so far here in Rome?
Yeah, it's been good. A lot of great information, learning about new things, and excited about what's happening with LNG.
It's a chance to reflect as well a bit on the last 12 months, being sort of end of year summit. How's 2021 been for Chart?
It's actually not bad. It's not bad at all. Certainly not a ton of LNG work going on, but our business in general has been pretty strong between the industrial gas market, hydrogen, and some of the other things that we're doing.
Has the LNG market surprised you with its volatility this year?
No, it hasn't surprised me because I've been through so many cycles now that I understand that's how the world works in LNG.
And your company there has seen significant growth in stock. What are the factors, do you think, underlying this?
I think there's a number of them. One is that we made a pretty significant pivot about 18 months ago in how we are looking at the energy market. So certainly LNG and natural gas processing, it will always be a staple in the energy market. At the same time, we're seeing kind of a nexus in what energy is going to do, and from a sustainability standpoint, ESG standpoint, we see opportunities in other areas of that market. And fortunately for us, our products can be used across that spectrum. So much of what we've spent the last year doing is building up the business to be able to support those other energy methods.
We'll talk about those other energy methods in just a minute, but sticking specifically with LNG, because Chart, you've been involved with a number of pre-FIDs in North America. How bullish are you about these projects being sanctioned?
You know, we do spend quite a bit of time speaking with owners of those projects and the EPCs that are involved, and all are very confident that 2022 is going to be a good year for all of us.
A good year for LNG generally?
Yes.
And then switching tack to hydrogen, because we've interviewed your CEO, Jill Evanko, on LNG TV, and she very much talked about the hydrogen industry. Do you expect to see more infrastructure projects being sanctioned for that fuel? We do.
We see a lot of activity around that. A lot of it is in the early stages with development projects, but the activity has been increasing and strongly.
Mostly the back end of this year, or how big an influence has the likes of COP26 and also, I guess, the pandemic as well has changed people's mindsets?
The pandemic caused a pretty monumental shift in direction with call it the energy nexus, and it accelerated a lot of these alternatives. So hydrogen suddenly became the buzzword of the day, and we've been manufacturing hydrogen equipment for over 50 years. Prior to 18 months ago, nobody ever wanted to talk about it, and then all of a sudden, a lot of the discussion shifted towards hydrogen. So, we took that opportunity to build out our portfolio there and really increase the value chain that we can offer for a hydrogen solution.
Do you see hydrogen as the solution, or what other fuels are in the mix for you?
I think it's part of the solution. I don't think there's going to be a single solution. Certainly, we see LNG being a major part of the solution for nearly as long as we can see forward. But hydrogen will become a more prominent part of it.
So what does 2022 look like for Chart?
Well, we mentioned a lot of projects that we expect to come to fruition, so that will be a benefit to all of us in the LNG world. We see continued growth around hydrogen and around industrial gas and around natural gas processing. We're starting to see those areas pick back up again too. So we expect it to be a good year.
And what percentage of your company or your time is spent with LNG specifically? How is the company divided up with the other fuels and hydrogen and LNG?
It's tough to put a pinpoint on that. Conversations change every day. One day we're talking about LNG, the next day we're talking about hydrogen, then we're talking about ethylene plants. So all are part of a very important part of the energy transition. But I would say that a higher percentage of our time is spent today talking about what's next versus where we've been. Almost half, I would say.
Which is vital. I mean, this is the theme of the summit here this year, and LNG, the future of LNG industry in a decarbonised world, and it's hot topic at the moment, in I guess in all of the sectors that you're involved with, not just LNG.
It is. Sustainability is the buzzword, and it's an important buzzword right now. So, anything from those alternative energies to improving existing energy sources. So, we talk about coal-fired power plants, how that's the only source of power that many economies are able to utilize. Well, how do we improve those? We can add post-combustion carbon capture. We can add water treatment. We can do lots of things to at least clean up those infrastructures where we can.
Yeah. Do you feel Chart is at the forefront of innovation and really looking ahead and thinking forward?
I truly do. With many of the new clean adjacencies that we've added, both inorganically and organically, I think we are ready to take that on.
And what will be the big focus for you personally and Chart for the next 12 months?
I think it's going to be around some of the alternative energies. We have a well-established presence in the world of LNG, and we'll continue to have that. It's important that we get sticky early on with developers of newer technologies so that we can participate in that as well going forward.
And thank you so much for joining us here on LNG TV. Enjoy the rest of the time in Rome. Enjoy the rest of the summit.
Thank you.